Hey everyone, it is Monday morning, meaning it's time for Motivational Monday. I'm Christopher Donnell. I'm pastor at Urbana UMC, and I'm so glad that you're joining us here today on this Monday. Yesterday, on Sunday, our good friend Jordan Thurman brought the message at both services, and we concluded our series on the walk, which is about spiritual disciplines that help bring us closer to walking with Jesus. And the topic, the message of the day was on reaching out and really evangelism and sharing the good news of the gospel that we have Jesus and that our life is better because of it. And they had a lot of references about fishing and whatnot because Jesus did a lot of that. And I was reading as well about fishing and calling of the first disciples in the Gospel of Luke. And I want to read Luke 5, 1 through verse 11 for you this morning and pick up on some things on how Jesus shared the good news. I think we like to complicate sharing Jesus, sharing our experiences at church. We get nervous, we get scared. We're like, what if people don't want to listen? What if people are comfortable in their own world? They don't need church. Well, I think when people come to church and experience God's goodness, experience Jesus, it's hard not to want that for others, but it's also hard to know how to get that for others. So check out Luke chapter 5. It says, one day as Jesus was preaching on the shore of the Sea of Galilee, great crowds pressed in on him to listen to the word of God. He noticed two empty boats at the water's edge, for the fishermen had left them and were washing their nets. Stepping into one of the boats, Jesus asked Simon, its owner, to push it out into the water. So he sat in a boat and taught the crowds from there. And when he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, "Now go out where it is deeper and let down your nets to catch some fish." "Master," Simon replied, we worked hard all last night and didn't catch a thing. But if you say so, I'll let the nets down again." And this time their nets were so full of fish that they began to tear. A shout for help brought their partners in other boats, and soon boats were both filled with fish and were on the verge of sinking. When Simon Peter realized what had happened, he fell to his knees before Jesus, said, "Oh Lord, please leave me. I'm such a sinful man." For he was awestruck by the number of fish they had caught, as were the others with him, and his partners James and John, the sons of Zebedee, were also amazed. Jesus replied, "Don't be afraid. From now on, you'll be fishing for people." And as soon as they landed, they left everything and followed Jesus. We can read in other Gospels that Jesus just calls Simon and John and James, and it says that he's left everything and follow him. But here we get a little bit more of an insight on what actually happened to make them want to leave everything and follow Jesus. Two big thoughts here, right? If we're going to reach people and share that Jesus is worth it, that church is worth it, that the community of believers are worth it, here's the two big things. Jesus went to their boats, right? Jesus did not start the day off by saying, "Hey, everyone who needs help and hope, come and see me." No, Jesus went and saw them, and not only saw them, but went into their place of work. Right? These were fishermen. So it would be like Jesus waltzing into your local office building and coming and doing your taxes with him. It would be as if Jesus went to an auto mechanic shop and started working on cars with the mechanics. Jesus went to where Simon was. Jesus didn't make Simon come to where he was. I think that's a first big thing, right? Because if we're going to reach people, we can't just say, "Come and see us, come and see us, come and see us." That doesn't work. It runs out. And if you're trying to reach other people and share good news with them, go to where they're at, be with them, be in their circles. And the second big thing is Jesus blessed them with this huge catch of fish, right? He didn't just say, "Hey, this is a really nice boat. Thanks for letting me use it," and had a nice day. No, he blessed them abundantly with this huge catch that needed so many other boats, and they were on the verge of sinking. So the second big thought is bless people. So go to where they're at and then bless them, whatever it is. Buy them dinner, fill up their gas tank with gas. Be generous, right? We've talked about that 2 weeks ago. Generosity breeds generosity. You want to reach people. You want to get through someone that you love and care for them. bless their socks off. Show them that life is so much better when we care for each other, and love your neighbor, love your family well, and reach people who feel distant and far from God by blessing them and going where they're at. It's really easy, still in this day and age, when we have church buildings, to say, "Come and see us here at this church," right? Well, Jesus never did that, and that's not what he really intended. Now, we love our church buildings, and we make great use of them, and it's awesome worshiping on Sundays and other times of the year. But at the end of the day, we have a big, big world out there. And as John Wesley said, he said, the world is his parish, which means like the world is his church, right? This is just a building, and we're called to use it. But don't be afraid to go where others are. And when you get there, don't be afraid to bless them. So that's your motivation this week. Jordan gave a great word yesterday. Make sure you go back and watch it if you haven't. It's really important for us to share what we have. So have a great week, and we'll see you then.